Hello everyone, my name is Kavya. I am here to present about the project Automatic Headline Control using Microcontroller. My team members are Bhargav Krishna, Kavya and Abhishek. This is our project ID. These are the contents that I am going to cover in this presentation. We live in India, a country where it accommodates about 1.3 billion of people. The number of vehicles are increasing in our country day by day due to the advancement in vehicular technology. This leads to the manufacturers of all vehicles to think about the extra safety and electronic control for giving the users a better safety in all road conditions. The probability of accidents have been increased nowadays, especially during night due to the heavy traffic or on the accidents at the road curves and because of the inappropriate night vision. To avoid this, we have designed the two vehicles using LDR and NRF24L01 Wi-Fi module where high beam of one vehicle can be controlled by the another and is expected to dim the headlight of the vehicle when the light is incident on the sensor and also adjusting the headlight which is suitable for the curved roads by detecting the information about the corners in advance with the help of sensor. The necessity of the proposed system is because of two major reasons for the accidents. First is that the drivers of most vehicle uses high beam light which causes the blind spot or dispersion to the driver traveling in the opposite direction. The second reason is that at curved road because of the fixed headlamps where headlight beam falls on the side of the road rather than the road itself which results in poor visibility of the road to the driver and leads to the accidents. Because of this reason, we come up with idea. Our proposed system has two major features. One is headline, headline beam dim and dip of the vehicle depending upon the headline beam of the vehicle coming in the opposite direction. And the second part is adaptive headlights at the road curves. That is adjusting the headlights and the curved roads according to the curved road information. Here is an example of fading effect. Because of the high beam light of this car, the driver coming in the opposite direction is facing a glaring effect called Toxler effect, where the driver goes a temporary blindness where he can't see the road, which may lead to the accidents. Objectives. The proposed system is effectively prevents accidents caused due to the vehicles by reducing the glaring effect and blind spot. This also provides a headlight to adjust SF on the curved roads along the desired path. Our system is a cost effective and provides greater security to the drivers during night travel and also automatically turn on or off the headlight depending upon the environment light at instant of time. Here is an example comparison between the fixed headlights and the adaptive headlights where fixed headlight shows the light falls on the side of the road rather than the road itself, whereas an adaptive headlights provides the light on the road itself. By using these adaptive lights at the curved roads, we can reduce the accidents caused due to the improper or um, poor visibility of a road by the drivers. Here are the list of software and hardware used in our project. Arduino, which is an open source software that we have used to write the code and interface with the hardware for the operation. And STM32, which is an ARM microcontroller, we use it to interface between the hardware and software for a proper operation of our prototype. And NRF24L01, which is an Wi-Fi module, used to establish a communication link between the two vehicles, potentiometer to get an position of the steering wheel, and servometer which is used to adjust the headlamp and the curved roads, LDR model which is used to sense the intensity of the light, relay circuit which is act as a switch for dimming and dipping of the headlight. Humidity sensor is used during the fog condition. Methodology. Here we are going to see how exactly we have implemented our system. In this system, STM32 ARM microcontroller is used as a main processing unit. It is a family of 32-bit ARM microcontroller. We have chosen this microcontroller because as our project aims to reduce the power consumption, this microcontroller are very much suitable for low power application. As per the cost accept, it is a cheaper one. As I mentioned earlier, the system consists of three major features. Considering first feature, LDR or photoresistor is used to sense the light. The function of LDR is whenever light falls on LDR, the resistor value decreases. As a result of this, the voltage also drops down. When the vehicle coming in an opposite lane approaches another vehicle, there is an increase in intensity of light falling on that vehicle. When the intensity of light falls on the LDR sensor of other vehicle, the LDR sensor senses this intensity of light in the form of analog signal. This analog signal is given to the microcontroller where the receiver signal is converted to the digital signal for processing using inbuilt ADC, that is successive approximation. Thus, the digital signal is then compared with the threshold set. If the value is beyond the threshold set, then the message to dim the light is given to the microcontroller of the other vehicle using NRF24L01 transmitter module and is received by the receiver model of other vehicle. Further, the digital signal from the microcontroller of the other vehicle is given to the relay circuit to dim the headlight. For the second feature, we use potentiometer as well as servometer. The system uses the potentiometers to sense the steering wheel position and get the direction of the steering wheel. The potentiometer's voltage output is read as analog data and converted to the integer value. This value is compared with the default calibrated value and the direction of turning is judged accordingly. And there the PWM signal to that respective receiver signal is given to the servo motor and thereby rotating the servo motor along with the headlight to the appropriate direction so that the headlight beam falls on the road at the curved part rather than the side of the road. For third feature, the same LDR sensor senses the amount of light in environment at that instant of time and accordingly sends the data to the microcontroller. If the intensity level decreases, the resistance increases and the light turns on and vice versa. Depending upon the voltage generated, the output voltage is adjusted accordingly from 0 to 5 volts. Depending upon the high values obtained, LED will be on or off. At the complete dark, the output voltage is maximum that is 5 volts and at partial dark output is 2.5 volts and at complete bright output voltage is 0 volt which results to the off state of the LED. Here interfacing of STM32 with NRF and LDR is shown. Here, microcontroller operates on NRF24L01 transceiver, which is a Wi-Fi model used to communicate between the two vehicles. The use of NRF is, it is a bidirectional, that is, both transmission and reception are done at the same time, and it uses the SPI protocol for transmitting data, and its transmission speed is up to 2 MB per second. It can cover the distance of 100 meter without the antenna and 1100-meter with antenna. Now we are going to see how the transmitter and receiver model works. Here is an image of the transmission model. Here, that in this USB TTL converter is used, which provides an easy serial port connection between the development board and the host computer. Thus, the intensity value from the microcontroller is transmitted to the receiving station by the transmitter model. In receiving model, the connections are same as transmitter, but TX and RX pins are reversed. Here, the intensity value transmitted is received by the receiver model of another vehicle. Thus, the communication between two vehicles is done, and finally, the headlamp of other vehicle, which is connect with relay, which is connected with relay. Where the relay will act as switch to dim or dip the headlamp based on the intensity value received by the receiver module. Hence, the glaring effect or a toxler effect can be reduced. Results. The system reduces the problem of temporary blindness and glaring effect. Our system also helps in varying brightness of the headlight depending upon the environment condition. These are used to turn the headlamps at the curved roads and also improves the visibility of the roads for the drivers at the curved roads and steep turns. At the end, what exactly we need is how our project is useful for the society. As per the driver safety, the system reduces the accidents because of the high beam light of the vehicle. As per the public demand, this provides a solution which will reduce the accidents at the curved roads and steep turns, and also helps in reducing the manual switching of the headlamps in the car, and also saves time of the drivers. Adaptive headlights brings the safety features for the drivers who are driving at the night time or in the dark or low light condition by increasing the visibility around the road curves as well as the overhills. Our system is less power consumption and a low cost, providing a better visibility for the road for the drivers during the night times. Our headlights turns their light beam according to the steering input so that the vehicle's actual path is lit up. In constant, the adaptive headlights uses a self-leveling system that points the light beam up or down according to the position of the vehicle when traveling in mountains or hills. Publications and sponsorship. Our project is selected for the quarterfinal round in the prestigious India Innovation Design Challenge 2019 organized by the Texas Instruments and DST Incubations. Our project approved for sponsorship of KSCST 2019-20 and sanction amount of rupees 5,500. Commercialization of the project and target user. Has our project mainly focused on less power consumption as well as the low cost, but presently our system features are available in high-end cost vehicles, that is BMW or Audi, etc. Hence, our pure target users are the vehicles industries where the cost of the product can be affordable by the common people. These are the references we have gone through during our project. Thank you.
Oh, hello everyone. So I'm going to explain about the components that we are used in this project. Automatic headlamp control using the microcontroller. Our project ID is PROJEAP13. So first about the ST-Link V2 emulator. So it is a circuit debugger and programmer for STM32, and it is a USB device and has to be connected to a system host. So it provides a direct firmware update and uh, firmware update features. So and it has a status LED which will blink during the communication with the PC. And next is the STM32 F1 series microcontroller. This is a 32-bit Cortex M3 CPU. It has a memory of 64 or 128 kilobytes of flash memory and 20 kilobytes of SRAM. And its operating voltage is 2 to 3.6 voltage, and it has 9 communication interfaces, uh, 2 I2C interfaces, 3 USRT, 2 SPI interface, 1 CAN and 1 USB 2.0, which is a full speed interface. uh, next is the LDR sensor module. So this is used to detect the intensity of light or darkness, and LDR is a special type of resistor that will allow higher voltage to pass through it. It means during the it is the low resistance case whenever there is a high intensity of light, and passes a low voltage, that is high resistance, whenever it is dark in the surroundings. So let me explain in briefly. Um, this is a resistor which will be working on the principle of the photoconductivity, that is principle of falling of the light. So when the light falls on the surface material, conductivity will reduce, and electron in valence band of the device are excited to conduction band, and these devices depend on light. When light falls on the LDR, the resistance will decrease and increase in the darkness, which means LDR is if the LDR is kept in the dark place, then the resistance will be high, and if it is kept in the light place, the resistance will decrease. Uh, Next is the NRF24L01 plus. It is a transceiver module, and it operates in a 2.4 GHz ISM frequency band, and the modulation type used by that is GFSK modulation for the data transmission. GFSK is nothing but Gaussian frequency shift keying. So the feature of this GFSK modulation is this will change the frequency at the beginning of each symbol period. Uh, this will be using Gaussian filter. So this Gaussian filter, will filter the data pulses in order to achieve the smoother transition. This module will consume the power of 1.9 to 3.6 voltage. Uh, there are actually two NRF, like NRF24L01, and the second version is NRF24L01 plus. So the difference is NRF is the second version has special RFX2401C chip, which integrates PALNA and transmit uh, receive switching circuitry. So this range extender chip, along with the duck antenna, helps the module achieve a significantly larger transmission range, that is about 1 kilometer. So what is this PALNA? PALNA is PA stands for the power amplifier. So this will boost the power of the signal being transmitted from NRF24L01 plus chip. So LNA stands for the low noise amplifier. Its function is to take extremely weak and uncertain signal from the antenna, and it will amplify that signal to a more useful level. Uh, Next is the USB TTL converter. So this is used for a easy connection between the development board and host PC. So, and this will provide the serial port connection between the host PC and development board, and will give correct interface and signal levels for each of the board and the PC. Now coming to the demonstration part, we have two sections here. One is the transmitter section and another one is the receiver section. So in the transmitter section, we have LDR sensor module. So as the light falls on the LDR sensor, it will sense the light, and this sense data will be in the analog form. So, and this data is sent to the STM32. The STM32 will convert the analog into digital values using the inbuilt ADC. These converted values are then processed by STM32, and it will be transmitted using the NRF. So this antenna-like structure, it is NRF. This is used to transmit the data, and this transmitted data will be received in the receiver section. Now let us see the transmitter part. So in the transmitter part, it will consist of the STM32 LDR sensor and NRF module and the USB to TTL converter. So coming to the program code of the transmitter part, here we can see there is a header file. So these are necessary for the communication, and next is the int LDR. So the value will be in the digital form, so it is given as the int data type. Next is the RF24 radio. So this is used for the communication, like C and CSN pin. This is the chip enable and the chip select not pins. So this will set the module in active mode and for switching between the command and the transmit mode. And this can be connected to the any digital pins. we have given it as PB0 and PA4. So we took the CE as PB0 and CSN as PA4. And next is the address. This is the address where the data will be sent. So this should be same on the receiving side also. Next, coming to the void setup. In there is a pin mode PA0 that will take the input from the LDR. So LDR1 is equal to analog read. So that is the analog value. So analog read. Next is the serial dot begin. 9600 is the baud rate. Next, radio dot begin. This will start the wireless communication. This function is used to activate the modem. Next, writing pipe. Open writing pipe of address. So the address is set like the address we have given it. So this address is set to where to send the data. Next is the set PA level. It is set as a minimum. So this can be set as minimum or the maximum, which will depend on the distance between the transmitter and the receiver. Next is the radio dot stop listening. So this function will set the module as the transmitter. Next, coming to the void loop. If radio dot write, so this radio dot write, this function is used to write or transmit the data and LDR1. So this will transmit the data present at that location and size of LDR1. So this will automatically extend the number of bytes in RX data string, like in this the LDR string. Next is the serial.println. It will print the next transmission is successful. So next, when this value is transmitted, so it will be received. Next is the receiving section. So the transmitted data will be received by the NRF in the receiving section. So we'll look into the code now. The same header functions are used, and next is the RF radio. For setting the C and CSN pin, then the address should be same in the receiving section as well. Int text, the value that is transmitted is in the int data type, so given the same data type. Next, serial2 dot begin. Here the serial2 is because of the port which we have used for the serial communication. And radio dot begin, so this will activate the module. And radio dot open reading pipe, so in the transmitter section it was the writing pipe where the data is to be transmitted. So in this reading pipe, so 0, address will be this given there above. So that for that address, from that address the data is to be received. Next, setting the minimum, it can be set or minimum or maximum. It depends on the distance. Next, start listening. So this now the received data. So it is given to the start the listening of the data. So next, void. This start listening will set the module as the receiver. Next, in the void loop, if radio dot available, so this will continuously check for the data. So it is in the loop section, so it will be continuously looking for the data. If only the data is available, then a radio dot read. So this function will read the received data and text. So this will receive and store the data at the address location of that text. That address location is given as here 0FF. So from that section it will read and will store the address. So size of is same thing. It will automatically count the number of bytes in that string. So the delay is given as 500, just to make sure that what is the data is to be receiving. Now in the transmitter section I will upload this code into the controller. So upload it. It's like compiling the code. And there is a warning, we can exclude that warning. It's still compiling. So now compilation done, it is uploading. Now it is done uploading. So this code will be uploaded into this STM32. From where? From the STM32 it will be transmitted into the this NRF. So by this it will be transmitted into the receiving section. So in the receiving section also, let me upload the code. It is compiling and uploading. It is done uploading. So the code is uploaded into the STM32. So by using this NRF that is coming from the transmitter section, so these values can be seen through the here it is. So the values received are depending on the environment. So this LDR, like we can see, there are two lights. One is the indication that it is sensing the light. So if it is in the dark mode, the light will be off. So if the light is falling on the LDR, it will indicate there is a presence of light in the surroundings. So this is used for the transmitter section and the receiving section. So if I do not give this delay here, these values will be continuously going on. So this is the demonstration which we have done. Thank you.